Well, good morning. We are glad that you joined us, and we are here talking about holiday scams. We're actually going to do the 12 scams Christmas. And my name is Jason. I'm with the Better Business Bureau. The name of our Better Business Bureau is actually the Better Business Bureau Serving the Fall Line Corridor. Now, we came up with that name because we have offices in Augusta, Macon, and Columbus, and that was known as the Fall Line. And we actually serve over 77 counties, over 47,000 businesses, and over 2.5 million consumers. And it seems like we're always doing something. There's always something going on, and we cannot do it by ourselves because we have some wonderful friends. And one of our friends is, it's Mr. Sean Conroy. And Mr. Sean, will you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Hey, thank you, Jason. And we appreciate the Better Business Bureau inviting us to this holiday scam webinar. And Jason said it, in consumer protection, it takes a number of players to working together to help stop scams and protect consumers. And so at the Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division, we're the state level consumer protection law enforcement organization, and we enforce a number of consumer protection laws, including the Fair Business Practices Act. We have counselors available for consumers to contact Monday through Friday. And we, on our website at consumer.ga.gov, you can learn more about us as well. Our phone number, and we'll probably give this out again later in the program, is 404-651-8600. So what we try to do at our office is investigate complaints when they're in the public interest. We don't represent individual, and we get about 18 to 20,000 complaints a year. We have a staff of about 45 people, investigators, lawyers, counselors that again talk to consumers. So we also place consumer information on our website. We have a program called Ask Consumer Ed where we answer consumer questions twice a month from real consumers, and so that's our organization in a nutshell. And I'll pass it back to you, Jason.
Well, it's always funny to me when people say, what do you do at the Better Business Bureau? And I always say, well, a lot. And because the Better Business Bureau tends to act like a funnel or an intake, and we get it. And what we do is, with these great friends like Sean at the Attorney General's, Consumer Protection Division, we're able to say, hey, it needs a greater look. It needs a state level investigation. And so we're able to push it up to him. But then when we need to go, more with a federal level, then we call our friend Anna. And Anna's always been a great friend to our Better Business Bureau. And so would you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Sure, Jason. And just to echo Sean, we always appreciate partnering with the Better Business Bureau as well as the State Attorney General's office. We can't do our work without our great partners. And so we just appreciate being invited to be here today and to hear from everyone about what they're seeing in regards to scams, because the Federal Trade Commission's mission is to stop unfair or deceptive acts or practices in the marketplace. And that runs the gamut from anything from robocalls to frauds to some of the scams we're going to talk about today to nationwide false advertising. I do have to give a standard disclaimer before we begin that any views I express today are my own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Commission or any of the individual 5 commissioners. But I look forward to talking with everybody and getting some great information out there about how people can protect themselves from some of the scams we're going to be talking about today.
So with these different scams, we're calling it the 12 scams of Christmas. And I can promise you that a scammer is not your true love. So he's not going to be bringing you, 2 turtle doves. But what I can tell you is that the organizations that you would turn to for relief during scams or for help with scams or to, what we would prefer to be educated before you ever fall for a scam is the Better Business Bureau, the Attorney General's Office, the Consumer Protection Division, and the Federal Trade Commission. So what we're doing is we're bringing all three of them to you. Now, on the first day of Christmas, my true scammer brought to me lookalike websites. These are called imposter sites. Sean, you know a little bit about imposter sites, right?
Yeah, Jason, we hear about them, we read about them. And with the holiday shopping season well underway, we're in the middle of Cyber Week. We just had Cyber Monday. There are issues with the supply chain. There are consumers that are looking for toys for their children for all the holidays, and consumers need to be aware that scam artists know that consumers are in a hurry, and they may create fake websites that look very much like a traditional website. You might get a text saying that it's from Amazon or Walmart and encouraging you to go to a third-party site that's not the real site. So we just have to look before we purchase and do our research and make sure that we're going to the correct URL. We're watching our cybersecurity, our cyber hygiene, while our security software is up to date. Also, an example of a lookalike website, you may maybe someone has moved and are looking for a change. They're looking to change their address. They may Google the United States Postal Service. Well, there are con artists out there who have created websites that may look like it's the United States Postal Service, but in fact, it's a third-party site. And so there are other examples like this, but consumers just need to be aware that these scam artists are very talented, and do your research.
So if either of you had like 3 quick tips to spot an imposter website, what would you say they are?
The one thing I would do is make sure that I'm verifying what the real address is. I'm not clicking on a link that's been sent to me. I'm not responding to a text. I'm looking up the real address myself, and then I'm putting that into the browser bar and so that's one tip.
Awesome. Anna, can I get you for a second tip?
Sure. Look at the website itself. Are there misspellings? Are things, is the grammar not correct? Or there are things that tip you off that this might not be a professional organization or company that has created the website? And some of these websites do look very professional, but oftentimes we do see things that will let us know that they are a scam.
Awesome. And I'm going to throw in the third one is before you enter in any information, make sure it says HTTPS at the beginning of the URL, because that S means secure. And, it's basically just, are you going to throw all your information out in the wide open, or are you going to really be secure with it?